Hey everyone, Dr. Zio here, and it's been a long time since we've talked. It's been a really long time since the Power Rangers Beast Morphers premiered, but Power Rangers Dino Fury premiered about a week ago now, a little bit over a week ago, and I've been itching to talk about it. It's not that Beast Morphers was bad or anything, but I don't know. I just kind of fell off. Like, I still watched it all, of course, but in terms of doing reviews, I just didn't feel like it. But Beast Morphers, I feel like, is different enough that I've just kind of been itching to kind of get my thoughts out. So I figured, you know what? Let's record a video and see where things go from here. So join me on this ride as we talk about Power Rangers Dino Fury, Episode 1, Destination Dinohenge. So the episode, surprisingly enough, does not start with the cold open. As we know, Beast Morphers loved their cold opens. Start up the episode, introduce us to the characters or the general plot of the episode, and then go into the theme song, which worked well. I like that for Beast Morphers. They're not doing with Dino Fury, at least they haven't done it yet. Don't know if that's going to change in the future, but I actually don't mind that. The reason being is because I don't think the Dino Fury theme song really works well with cold opens. To be honest, I don't really like the Dino Fury theme song by itself. There are a lot of, I regularly listen to previous Power Rangers season theme songs by themselves. If I'm just lounging around the house, taking a shower, doing the dishes, whatever, I'll listen to those theme songs because they're very energetic, they're good songs by themselves, and they work very well. Whereas with Dino Fury, I believe the techno aspect of that theme song kind of detracts from it being its own individual. I guess not the techno aspect as well as the lyrics kind of detract from it working as a standalone song. It's really good as a hype piece before the accompanying episode though. So going into the episode, I was surprised that this thing, it's popping. I'm liking this. Okay, so it was good. It was good. It's good in the moment before the episode, but it's not really one that I think I'll be listening to just when I'm doing whatever or when I just want to listen to music. That said, the episode itself was really, really good. I'm liking the fact that Hasbro has really good premieres. I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. The Saban season premieres were kind of iffy, but Hasbro seems to have their thing going for them. The episode starts with Amelia, our future Pink Ranger, meeting up with her boss for, what is it? It's not BuzzFeed. It's BuzzBlast. Meeting up with her boss for BuzzBlast, or BuzzFeed, or the social media not social media, but the news organization for this season. And BuzzBlast, Amelia and Joan, something like that, start walking through the office in a nice one-shot take. You don't really see that in Power Rangers too often. And they're talking about, what BuzzBlast is all about. Amelia's lip gloss review, which actually was pretty nice. Like, they showed it in the background on the TV, and they had her reviewing some glow-in-the-dark lip gloss. Like, it's a nice way to bring Power Rangers into the modern era. It's something we see more into the episode as well, and I'm really enjoying that. If we visit BuzzBlast more often, I don't have anything bad to say about that. Like, I'm totally fine with that. Her boss seems okay. BuzzBlast as a whole seems okay. That'd be a nice little way to kind of introduce more characters who might come to visit Amelia to talk about a scoop on a story or what have you. But after they're done, basically Amelia wants to go to this place called Dinohenge. It's this site where she believes that there's a supernatural presence or supernatural being over there. Of course, her boss is having none of that. She does not want her to go there. She's not interested in any of that. She wants her to do her stories. But Amelia's already done her lip gloss review, so the boss is like, all right, you go there, see what you can dig up, and report back to me. So Amelia takes her happy self over there, but not before meeting up with Ollie, our future Blue Ranger for this season, in a pretty comedic moment. So while she's riding her bike to Dinohenge, I guess they're maybe a few feet, maybe I don't know, half a mile away from Dinohenge. They're in the woods basically. While she's in the woods, that is, she sees something in the distance. So she takes out this contraption that's like a gun that shoots a net, and she shoots it at the thing that she sees. Turns out that it's Ollie. She accidentally ends up electrocuting this boy. Whew, that poor boy. And I laughed. I honestly laughed. That was a pretty funny moment. This girl had the nerve to say, that didn't hurt that much. And she took it off him and accidentally shocked herself. That got me too. Like, I really love that. Anyway, so they start talking, and Ollie seems to be like a very level-headed, very factual-based kind of person. You know, he's there with his mom, a doctor mom in paleontology, to kind of dig up the history of the town of this season, which is it's not Summer Cove. The town of this season. There we go. So the town of this season is called Pine Ridge. Not that bad of a name. But anyway, they're there to dig up the history of Pine Ridge and see, what this town is all about. And Dr. Mom, which I don't know her last name, so for the time being, I'm going to call her Dr. Mom. But Dr. Mom, she's happy that Ollie's made a friend, and he makes a sly comment about Amelia electrocuting him. And Dr. Mom's like, what? And they're like, nothing, it's nothing. I don't know. It was a simple moment. I liked it. It was funny. But Dr. Mom and Ollie have this drone that can, I guess, I don't know, it's like an energy seeking drone or something like that. But they use it to scan the 6 dinosaurs that are standing in a circle in Dinohenge. It's like Stonehenge, but with dinosaurs. The dinosaurs for the season. T-Rex, Triceratops, and a lot of other dinosaurs I don't quite know yet. So they use it to scan dinosaurs for this season, and their eyes start glowing red. That's ominous. And then there's like a little mini earthquake. Once the earthquake subsides, we get introduced to, Park Warden Garcia, who they call Warden Buzzkill. And I don't, Amelia's the one who first calls him Warden Buzzkill, and then Dr. Mom goes over and she's like, hi, Warden Buzzkill. I'm like, oh my god, why? Girl, you had to know that this dude's name was not Warden Buzzkill. But again, the comedy in this season is on point so far, and I love it. Again, it's all about the small moments for me, and that's great. But yeah, Warden Buzzkill is there because apparently you need a permit or some type of authorization to be a Dinohenge. So obviously they don't have that kind of permit, or they don't have that kind of authorization. So he asked Dr. Mom to go over to file some paperwork or something like that back at his office or whatever. So she leaves Ollie and Amelia to pack up everything, and then she goes off. Once she goes off, we are introduced to our main villain for this season, Void Knight. He teleports down using this, and he has this scanner that he's trying to find this energy signature. So Ollie and Amelia hide, and he points at the ground, and he sees, okay, there's an energy signature below me. So he destroys the ground, goes underground to the base for this season, and obviously Amelia and Ollie follow him through. And so he's, searching for the energy signature. He goes into this room with this, cyborg dinosaur thing called Solon. And Solon, ironically enough, is voiced by Josephine Davidson, who played Morgana in Power Rangers SPD. So it's nice to have her back, and she does a great job with her voice work. I absolutely loved her voice work in this episode. Her voice in SPD was great, just when she was doing a normal human role. So it's nice to see that great voice carries over to just voice acting in general, and it's nice to hear her back. I really like that. But Solon basically trying to revive Zato, our Red Ranger for this season. He's in a stasis at the moment, and she's trying to revive him to obviously help, get this intruder the hell out of here. Void Knight starts attacking Solon, but Ollie jumps in, he grabs a sword, and he blocks Void Knight's strike, which I thought was nice. Ollie over here doing his thing. So the fight ensues. Amelia uses the net from earlier in the episode. She shoots it at Void Knight and uses the electricity thing to kind of incapacitate him temporarily. that was good too. Using things you set up earlier in the episode and having some sort of payoff later on in the episode, hey, that's always going to get a thumbs up from me. But anyway, what is it? Void Knight eventually wakes up. Solon throws this key to Ollie and Amelia and tells them to use the key inside the swords that are hanging on the wall. There are four, I guess, Dino Fury sabers on the wall, and Amelia grabs one and Ollie grabs one, and they're supposed to use the key that Solon threw to awaken the, I guess, guards. They're kind of standing in a circle in Dinohenge, or not Dinohenge, but in the base. And I love this part, but Void Knight grabs the key instead, and then he uses it to awaken what are going to be his minions or the henchmen for the season. I love that. The fact that the henchmen were already there, that brings up a lot of questions in itself. But the fact that the henchmen were already there and the fact that he turned the tables on them is a nice little detail. So Ollie and Amelia team up to fight the henchmen while Void Knight continues doing his thing, trying to figure out, where is this energy source coming from within this structure. And then he finds the energy source. And it's in this like container filled with like these jelly-ish, pulsating, veiny things called sporix. And Void Knight is very, very happy about this. He's happy to see those sporix. So he starts taking them away. And then Solon throws the Dino Fury keys to Amelia and Ollie. And they get to morph into Rangers. This initial morphing sequence very much reminded me of the Beast Morpher's first morphing sequence, with an energy source coming up above them and then striking them to kind of morph them into the Rangers of this season. With this one, though, instead of just being an energy source created by Solon or Zato, it's actually the morphing grid coming on, kind of blessing them with the powers of the season. So I thought, that was kind of nice. But anyway, fight ensues in Ranger mode. It was a pretty good fight. Like, I'm actually enjoying these first episode fights in enclosed areas. They're nice to have an opportunity to show off what to expect from the season, but having them specifically in an enclosed area also allows them to work a little bit harder with the wire fu and kind of integrate their surroundings, whatever they have in the immediate area, into the fight, and I appreciate that. But eventually, Solon ends up waking up Zato. This boy wastes absolutely no time going to work. I mean, he jumps out his stasis tube, sees that stuff is going on, asks Solon, who are these Rangers here? They're not my Rangers. Who are they? And Solon's like, they're good guys, they're friendly, you got work to do. So Zato starts, taking care of business, and he slashes one of the minions, and they explode into like little kind of cylindrical, I guess, concrete things. It reminded me very much of how the putties used to explode. And I like that. It's a nice little throwback to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I don't really like Mighty Morphin, but those little throwbacks, I don't really mind too much. But Zato gets into a little fight with the Void Knight, and he turns his sword into a dagger, which is our Power Rangers Dino Fury exclusive weapon that wasn't in the Sentai. He throws the dagger at Void Knight, and Void Knight reflects the dagger at him, and Zato dodges, which strikes the Sporix container, and then that obviously, releases the Sporix into the world. Void Knight leaves, and yada yada yada. We're gonna get to the more important part here in a second. So everybody demorphs, everybody introduces themselves to one another. Zato has a really interesting alien power where he'll grab... Oh, right, Zato's an alien, by the way, with, like, little antenna. I like that. I really like that a lot. It's been a little while since we've had an alien ranger. We had Orion, so that was nice, but an alien ranger with powers hasn't been a thing since... I think it was Andros in space. So, yeah, it's been a good minute. But when Zato grabs you, I guess he can see who you are as a person. So he kind of gives us that classic Zordon, you are, true of heart, you are a soccer player, you are a good person. And again, a nice little nod to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I enjoyed it. But Solon eventually asks Zato to tell them, what happened or what's your backstory, bruh. And he goes into it. So Zato is from a planet called Rathcon. And the Sporix were at Rathcon, messing stuff up. They were destroying the city, destroying the town, or destroying the whole place. So him and the Knights of Ravkon, which were 5 other knights in his team to form a full squad of 6 people, were fighting against the Sporks. Sporks eventually won, and it looks like they might have destroyed Ravkon, or they did a lot of damage. Like there were some ruins in the background. The city was in a bad state, and so the Sporks pieced out and they went to Earth. So the Ravkonians followed them to Earth somehow. I kind of want to know how they did that. I guess they used the base we're in. Maybe that's a spaceship. But they followed them to Earth, and they wanted to do the same thing there. Of course, when the Ravkonians get to Earth, it's during the prehistoric era. So we're here with dinosaurs. And the Ravkonians fight with the dinosaurs against the Sporix. And I love that scene of Zato riding a T-Rex into battle. And that was great. Anyway, the Sporix, the fight progresses. The Sporix, they take their own damage and they get beaten a little bit, but they're also getting stronger as the battle goes on. And as the battle goes on, they eventually turn giant, which is not looking good for the Ravkonians. So, the Morphin Masters, who we haven't seen since Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, I think it was season 1, show up to personally give these people, these Ravkon Knights, access to the Morphin Grid. They give them the Dino Fury power. So, you have all 6 Rangers, red, blue, yellow, green, black, gold, their powers, and they I guess assign dinosaurs to each ranger so that they can form their Megazords and fight the Sporix. It was interesting seeing Gold in the footage as well. Seeing him right there, like they kind of hit him off to the side, but you can still see his helmet and still see his presence in the Megazord shot as well. I dig that. They did that in what was it? Power Rangers Dino Fury as well, and Ninja Steel. That was a thing with the Saban seasons, and I really like that. Or not Dino Fury, Dino Charge and Ninja Steel as well. In Dino Charge, we saw all 10 Energems from the jump, so we knew that there were going to be 10 Rangers. And in Ninja Steel, we saw all 6 Ninja Power Stars from the jump, so we knew that there were going to be 6 Ninja Steel Rangers. And I like that. Don't hide the 6th Ranger, embrace them, set them up early, and make that some payoff that we can get to later on in the episode. But yeah, no, that's pretty much where the episode ends. Ollie and Amelia accept their duty to help Zato fight against the Sporix. The Sporix who are invading Earth. Oh, one more thing. So the Sporix, they kind of, once they get up to the surface, they go and they do their jelly thing and they fly off into the city and they kind of hide and they lay dormant until they awaken. And while they're doing this, one Sporix awakens immediately, and he teams up with the Void Knight, and they go off to do their own thing, and they teleport, which I'm gonna get back to here later on in the review. But they teleport away. While all this is happening, there is some really good background music going on. The background music in this season is really, really, really good so far, and I'm loving it. I am loving it so much. Like, I can't understate how nice it is to have good background music in a Power Rangers season again. I mean, from Samurai through even Beast Morphers, the background music was not good. It was a lot of rehashes of Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers themes we'd heard in the past. I didn't like that. So to hear the new person who's... let me get that person's name here. Give me 1 second. Let me put some respect on their name. So Bert Solon, who is the music composer for Power Rangers Dino Fury, is doing his thing. I don't know what they're paying you, Mr. Solon, but they need to pay you more. They need to get you on long term. They need to pay you more, because I haven't been this hyped for Power Rangers music since I don't even know if I was hyped for RPM's music, to be honest. But it's been a long time since I've been this excited about Power Rangers music, so bravo to you. Do whatever you need to do to keep this up, because you're doing a really good job. The Dino Fury music is amazing. I have no complaints about it whatsoever. I don't really like the opening thing by itself, but as a lead into the episode, it works. It works very well. But yeah, that's our premiere episode of Power Rangers Dino Fury. It's really, really good. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm interested to see if the next episode continues this little streak that they have going on here, but hey, we'll see. So now we're gonna bring back our little question of the day segment that we had for the Beast Morphers reviews, because these episodes bring up a lot of questions, especially in a premiere. So question number one is, who is Void Knight, and what exactly is his connection to the Dino Fury Rangers? We see that this man is using it's obviously he's using the same power set as the Dino Fury Rangers. He has the same sort of sword that they do, and has access to the same keys that they do, or he can use their keys to in his sword. So it's like they got their powers from the Morphin Grid, or the Morphin Masters specifically. So it leads us to believe that somehow the Void Knight either got his powers from the Morphin Masters themselves, or was able to gain access to the Morphin Grid itself, which isn't exactly an unheard of thing. RJ's friend in Power Rangers Jungle Fury was able to gain access to the Morphin Grid and give the Jungle Fury Rangers their powers as well. So it's not a new thing for Power Rangers to do this, but I want to know specifically how Void Knight did it and who he is and what his backstory is. And really the only other question I have for this season is, what happened to Zato's Rangers? Or what happened to his crew? Zato indicated that his crew lost their battle and they all either probably died, because he's the only one left in stasis, so it leads us to believe that his crew is dead. I want to know more about that. What happened to them. I want to see what that final battle looked like. But yeah, those are all the questions I have, at least for right now. Let me know what questions you have or what you thought about the Power Rangers Dino Fury episode in the comments below, or to the left or right, or wherever they are when you're actually watching this video. Until next time, I'm Dr. Zio, and I'll see y'all later. Have a good day.